Diaspora in this family. My name is Renee Rema, and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora in this channel. I am reporting live from Johannesburg, your favorite country, South Africa. So there is a lot of black South Africans that are saying, hey, since your 59 Afrikaners have migrated to America, we don't want them back. They have written letters to the Minister of International Relations and some letters to the white Minister of Home Affairs of the DA, saying that we do not want them back here because we do not know what kind of military training they'll be receiving in America. You know, we don't know what kind of intelligence training they'll be receiving in America. We can't trust them. Bringing them here will endanger our national security. It will endanger our citizens, essentially. Because, yeah, it will be massacres over massacres. They will be here to weaken our democratic institutions at the command of the White House. They will be here to cause racial tensions in South Africa. We do not want them. We don't know what kind of training they're receiving in America. You know, they could be spies for what we know. So we do not want them to weaken our democratic institutions. We do not want them to be a threat to our national security. So revoke their citizenship status. They can't hold dual citizenship status with us. Revoke them, dead them. They've peddled lies on these international stages. They've used their skin privilege to embarrass us and make us seem like we are entitled freaks that go anywhere expecting to have first preference. They've embarrassed us. They have spat on the values of the Rainbow Nation and democracy. They've taken us for a ride. To them, 1994 never existed. We were the ones obeying the values of the Rainbow Nation. We were the ones actually holding it down in the methodology of sameness while they played on our heads. So let them go. Let them go. We don't care. Don't bring them back and dead them. Remove them out of our system. They have betrayed us. No. They didn't betray us because the less white people in South Africa, the better. It's your problem now, America. The less white people, the better. So, dead them. We do not want them in here. God knows what kind of military training they're getting because we all know that America is currently furious, livid with South Africa. They'll do anything and everything to get revenge. They will hit us in every corner. Politics, media, healthcare, Hello, African Diaspora News family. My name is Renee Rema, and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora News channel. I am reporting live from Johannesburg, South Africa. It looks like Julius Malema is not only a political icon in Africa, but he is making waves in the Western community, shaking the political landscape of the global north. Now, firstly, London refused to grant him a visa for the Cambridge Africa Together conference. He was due to speak at the conference, speak to the black people of that school about the African political model and what they can contribute to enhance this model, and how young black future leaders are the ones that will even the playing field between the global north and south. The London government knows that Julius Malema is an outspoken individual who stands in his truth, and he's not a white monopoly stooge like the ANC puppets. So the London government couldn't afford to have these university students' minds emancipated by the most powerful leader in the Southern African region. So what do? They blocked him access to London. They blocked access, denying him of free speech and subsequently sending a message to the Western community that we must ice out Julius Malema and treat him like an international criminal because Elon Musk said so. And now in the White House, Donald Trump is calling for his arrest. During the bilateral meeting between USA and South Africa, which was aimed to address the white genocide saga and Land Without Compensation Act, Julius Malema was a topic for half of that meeting. He was discussed in two contexts. One, as someone who is solely responsible for the killing of the Boers. Two, as someone who should be feared by the global north and needs to be subdued before he can cause any further disruption. That's how powerful this man is. The first context, in order to prove that indeed there is a white genocide in South Africa, the White House pulled out the Kill the Boer chant song sung by Julius Malema. The most powerful country in the global north with sophisticated intelligence could not provide statistical data or any other proof recognized by international human rights groups or bodies that indeed shows a violation of human rights. No. Instead, they relied on Julius Malema's song, which Constitutional Court ruled that it's not a hate speech, by the way. That was the proof they had to support their white genocide claims, and a bunch of white crosses that the board boers of Brakpan and Bronkhorstspruit erected. Remember in my previous segment, I told you that these crosses mean nothing without statistical facts backing it up, and now Trump used those Twitter videos of those crosses as proof. No, Cyril Ramaphosa flew all the way from South Africa to listen to low mediocrity, low capacity reasoning. Was killed during or after the song was created, but the amount of black people that were abused and killed on farms pre and post apartheid is appalling, to say the least. Trump tried to pin an entire non-existent white genocide on Julius Malema to justify having him arrested. And we all know what happens to powerful black leaders that speak nothing but the truth. They are arrested, tortured in prison, and killed. If they can't assassinate you live, they find diplomatic ways to try and kill you, and that's what Trump is trying to do to Malema. Not only is Trump telling Ramaphosa to keep that Negro in check, but he's indirectly saying, bring him to me and we will consider smoothing out our differences.
South Africa belongs to all who live in it.
But why would you arrest that man? That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying, kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly.
In the second context of Malema being a problem to the global North political landscape, Trump admitted that the West should not underestimate Malema and his influence, because it is the same underestimation that got him this far, that gave him popularity amongst black people in Africa, that triggered a lot of African leaders like Traore to be emancipated. He didn't say it verbatim, but we know that Malema's influence is detrimental to the West economy.
That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and I hardly saw an empty seat. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of representation.
That is Trump admitting that Malema is an influential threat. He literally had to tell the DA that Malema is bigger than you. The EFF is not a minority party. They filled out stadiums, something the DA has never done in their miserable lives, which makes me believe that the DA in the United States rigged the 2024 South African elections to make way for the DA to enter the GNU so that black progressive parties are kept out of the government while the DA looks out for the interests of the private market sector. Yeah? There's no way in hell that the DA is the second biggest political party in South Africa. So it's like, never. People think that Trump taught Malema a lesson by exposing him as a racist, warmongering freak. But in fact, he just admitted that he knows him, he watches him, he's a worthy opponent, and he's a threat, an impactful threat. Now the global North knows who the EFF are. That's PR 101.
No one is going to tell me what to do at what time. I'm in charge. That's why these fools are running around here. I'm in charge.
Point of order, Chairperson. Point of order, Chairperson.
I'm the ruling party by order.
Donald Trump just said, I don't know who the deputy president of South Africa is, not verbatim, but if you can look at the logic behind what Trump is saying I know Julius. We see Julius. We watch Julius. We are threatened of Julius. We are threatened that he's an influential figure in Africa that will awaken all the puppet leaders of Africa, that will emancipate Africans, that will economically free black people. That will make sure that our days in Africa are numbered because of this Julius. He's the reason why Traore and everybody's waking up. We don't like him, we see him. So Ramaphosa, get that Negro in check or else we'll do it for you. And if you want our relationship to be good, bring him here. Let me teach him a lesson. That is basically what he's saying. He obviously won't say, hey, we want to arrest him. He'll find diplomatic ways to try and kill Julius Malema. And we've witnessed that in the White House. So Donald Trump does not know who the Vice President of South Africa is, does not know the cabinet ministers of South Africa, the cabinet ministers of South Africa, both from ANC and DA. No, he does not know them, he does not recognize them, he does not give a shit about them. Heck, he doesn't even know who John Steenhuisen is. He's only seeing John Steenhuisen now because Ramaphosa brought him to the White House. Until then, he never knew who this sucker is, this DA sucker is. He didn't know. But he knew of Julius Malema. He knows. He knows of Julius Malema. Julius Malema was the hot topic in the White House for half of the meeting. He was the main proof that the US has to prove that indeed there is a white genocide. Not statistical data that is backed by the UN. No. Just Twitter videos concocted and mixed together by Elon Musk and presented to the White House. American politics are a joke. They have turned the White House the most respected building in the world, if I need to add. The most respected building. They've turned that building into a circus, into a gangster warfare. Look at how they treated Zelensky. Well, I don't give a flying rat's about Zelensky, but the fact that was the decorum. That's how they behaved in the White House. That kind of decorum in the White House. It shows that, Trump is a mafia. He's a gangster. And he's turning the White House into something unruly. He's turning them into El Salvador. Is it El Salvador? Yes, El Salvador gangsters. Latino gangsters. He's turning the White House into that. But all I'm saying is that the impact Julius Malema has, they know what the EFF is. I like it when he's like, it's not a minority party. They filled out stadiums. There was no empty seats. He knows. That is no minority party. The DA has underestimated black politicians and thus underestimated black people, treated as a subject. And it was proof in the White House when John Steenhuisen said, the reason the DA is in the GNU is to keep out Black Progressive Party from having any say in policy decision-making processes. That's how they don't think of it. They don't value your opinions. We all know that the EFF and MK represent the black majority of South Africa. They represent the black, whether you like it or not, they represent us fully. Our interests fully, they don't flip-flop. It's all about black people. And the DA saying that, we are here to keep black people from having a say in the country. I know the Freedom Charter says the people shall govern, but we will govern. When the Freedom Charter says the people shall govern, they meant the white people, not the black people. That's why we are in there to make sure that the MK and the EFF don't have a voice. They don't raise the voice for the voiceless. For the unprivileged black majority, the voiceless, unprivileged black majority of South Africa. That is what the DA stands for. Keep voting for the DA. But Julius Malema, you're a star. You're a star. You're a star. You're a man amongst men. You're a star. They fear you. Boy, they fear you. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell for Julius Malema so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations.